What's up, guys, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Sinister Files. If you like what you see or hear, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all my newest content.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating. Nickel 6-1 tank, object. Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting. Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at him fly!
Why they want us to stay in the house? This is why the fuck they want us to stay in the fucking house, nigga. It ain't the coronavirus, nigga. It ain't the radiation, nigga. It's this. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is that? What is this? Hold on. What is this? What is this? What is that? What is this? What is this in the sky right now? What's going on? They not airplanes. They doing formations and shit. Like, what's going on? For real, for real. Somebody please explain to me, man. What's going on, man?
UFOs aren't new. Indeed, humans have been describing unidentified flying objects for millennia, with depictions of disc-like objects and unusual atmospheric objects found in art and literature of ancient civilizations, from the Sumerians, the Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. But the modern era of UFOs took off in the middle of the 20th century, right around the time rockets and high-tech aircraft were being devised. Often in secret. Coincidence? Paranoia? Perhaps. In an event, these 5 UFO sightings gained a lot of attention and raised a lot of eyebrows. The origins of today's fascination can be traced back to civilian pilot Kenneth Arnold. While flying his small aircraft near Washington's Mount Rainier on June 24, 1947, Arnold claimed to have seen 9 blue glowing objects flying fast at an estimated 1,700 miles per hour in a V formation. He first believed the objects to be some sort of new military aircraft. This was, after all, just 2 years after World War II and the first year of the Cold War. But the military confirmed that there was no test being conducted near Mount Rainier that day. When Arnold described the craft's motion as similar to a saucer if you skip it across water, the media coined the now phrase flying saucer. Soon other reports of a group of 9 UFOs cropped up across the region, including sightings by a prospector on Mount Adams and a crew of commercial flight in Idaho. The government offered a credible explanation for the sightings. It simply claimed Arnold had seen a mirage or was hallucinating, but UFO mania had set in, and just a few weeks later, the infamous Roswell sighting would perpetuate the obsession. It's the mother of all UFO sightings, but no object was actually observed flying in Roswell incident. In the summer of 1947, rancher William Mack Brazel discovered mysterious debris in one of his New Mexico pastures, including metallic rods, chunks of plastic, and unusual papery scraps. After Brazel reported the wreckage, soldiers from nearby Roswell Army Air Force Base came to retrieve the materials. News later claimed that the flying saucer crashed in Roswell, but military officials said that it was a downed weather balloon. Ever since, the conspiracy theorists have been hard at work trying to prove the wreckage was extraterrestrial, with one man, Ray Santilli, going as far as releasing a video in 1995 of an alien dissection, purported to have taken place right after the incident. Ray would admit in 2006 that it was staged film, but he maintained that it was based on actual footage. As it turns out, the government was indeed covering something up, but it wasn't aliens. The crashed weather balloon was in fact part of a top-secret military endeavor called Project Mogul, which launched high-altitude balloons carrying equipment used to detect Soviet nuclear tests. The Air Force provided plenty of proof in a 231-page report released in 1997, called Case Closed: Final Report on the Roswell Crash. Though the mystery has been thoroughly debunked, interest in the case has only grown. The Roswell tourism is heavy based around its infamous so-called UFO sighting. The town is home to the International UFO Museum and Research Center, a spaceship-shaped McDonald's, and an annual UFO festival held each summer. On the evening of August 25, 1951, 3 science professors from Texas Tech were enjoying an evening outdoors in Lubbock when they looked up and saw a semicircle of lights flying above them at a high speed. Over the next few days, dozens of reports flooded in from across town. Texas Tech freshman Carl Hart Jr. even snapped photos of so-called Lubbock Lights phenomenon, which were published in a newspaper across the country and even Life magazine. Project Blue Book, which led the Air Force to inquiries into UFOs, investigated the events, and an official conclusion was that the lights were birds reflecting the luminance from Lubbock's new street lamps. Many people who often saw the lights, however, refused to accept this explanation, arguing that the lights were flying too fast.
A34, F27. It's M Mary 10 through M Mary 12. Okay.
1047.
So meaningless so far. Okay, come on. Alright, let's see. My stop leads you to the single circuits and leads you right to nowhere. M Mary 10.
Oh, shit!
In the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, there's a famous scene where a UFO makes the electronics in a car go haywire. The real-life inspiration for that scene came from an incident in 1957, when dozens of citizens of Loveland, Texas, individually reported seeing a rocket or strange lights that interfered with their vehicles. Engines died, lights cut out. Though the police initially thought that the reports were a hoax, they too saw mysterious lights. As they investigated the situation, Project Blue Book was assigned to investigate the case. Their findings: it was an electrical storm, ball lightning that caused the lights to have mechanical malfunctions, despite the fact that there was no reported thunderstorms in that area that night. The September 19, 1976 incident in Tehran, Iran, started much like many others, with a phone call from a concerned citizen reporting a bright light in the sky. An F-4 fighter jet was sent out to investigate, but as it neared the object, its instruments blacked out, forcing the pilot to return to base. A second F-4 took its place, and as it neared the unusual light, it achieved radar lock. But according to the pilot, the UFO released a glowing object, which the pilot assumed to be a missile of some sort, headed straight for him. As he prepared to fight back, the pilot experienced malfunctions with his instruments, and he witnessed another bright object released from the UFO that headed straight towards the ground. He safely returned to base despite the faulty equipment. So thank you for watching another episode of the Sinister Files. Remember to like and subscribe, and to stay up to date on all my newest content, go ahead and turn on the notifications. Thank you for watching.